Behind the Brand, baby. Watch it. Tell your friends about it. Hey, I'm Grant Cardone, and you're watching Behind the Brand with Brian Elliott.
Let's go back to your answer to what gets people stuck. And you said complacency.
Yeah.
And?
I can't really fail. I mean, it's not possible to fail if I don't quit. As long as I'm still in the game punching.
Yeah. So let me change gears a little bit and ask you, okay, so we talked about your brand.
Yeah.
We talked about your brand being, you know, you're the consummate sales guy, you're the public speaker, you're the author, you're the front man, you know.
The promoter, I'm always promoting something.
Yeah. What is it of those things that really lights you up the most?
You know, I mean, I love real estate.
Let's talk about that, because I watched that that little selfie interview.
Oh, the Hollywood Hills thing?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I did a video you know, I lived up on Doheny in the Bird Streets.
Yeah. The
homes there are like 45 million, 35 million. It's insane. For those of you out there buying houses, you hear me all the time say, hey, keep your money out of houses. These hills back here behind me are just filled with $1 million, $5 million, $10 million, $30 million, right? Let me see if I can point that, if I can, yeah, right there, 30, 35 million maybe, I don't know, it could be 40 million. It's ridiculous. Now that's gonna create the illusion on these hills. I used to live right there where those piney, let me see if I can get my finger right there. And I sold that house for $18 million. Made a bunch of money on it. That house is probably worth $30 million today, maybe more than that. I don't know. It's some stupid, ridiculous number. You can't even think with it. Dre lived right in front of me, and he sold that house for $30 million, the house in front of him. Elena, here's our house, our old house right here. And they scraped it. Now, all this creates the illusion for those of you who are hearing about housing and the guy that made all this money on a house. And, you know, I almost never tell anybody I made money on a house because I don't want you guys to get the illusion. It's an illusion, okay? It's an illusion. In these hills, I'm gonna predict this right now, in these hills, in the next 5 years, look at this, they're building one right there in the corner right there, okay? That's gonna be maybe 1/8 of an acre, probably 1/4 of an acre, 1/16 of an acre. They're probably gonna spend $15 million to build that house. There's so much building going on in these hills right now. Trust me, you got money in these hills, run, sell it, grab your dough, and go to the stove. Because when this thing falls apart, the last time I was here, it was 2004. You couldn't give a house away between 2004 and 2012. You couldn't give a house away in these hills. When it breaks, folks, it will break hard, okay? It will be ugly. Nobody ever brags about how much money they lost in the casino. They just tell you how much money they made. Yeah. So these hills, the reason I said all this is these are terrible investments is they don't produce income. The place we're in right now produces income. It's a great investment.
Yeah, your whole philosophy is,
if it doesn't produce income, don't buy it.
Well, and you say rent where you live.
Rent where you live. It doesn't produce income.
Buy
four things I look for in an investment.
Yeah.
Now, I've been lucky enough in 30 years, like I have taken I started with $3,000. It's worth hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars today. It's ridiculous. My first deal was $3 grand. That $3,000. It's started me on a $2 billion path. So, 4 things have to happen for me to make an investment. Number 1, I have to have cash flow. 2, there has to be leverage, meaning the paper. I trade a piece of paper. I want to leverage up to an asset. I don't trade paper for paper. I don't go sideways. I want $1 to become $3 or $4. Real estate does that. 3, I have to have tax write-offs in that investment. Stocks get knocked out. There's no tax advantages to buying a stock, a piece of paper. And the 4th thing I want is appreciation. I want a 99.99% chance that I have appreciation over the life of the investment.
And that's all real estate.
Well, Bitcoin's out. I just started excluding stuff. Bitcoin's out, okay? Ford Motor Company investment's out. I don't know if Ford Motor Company is going to appreciate. My company might not even be there in 10 years.
Tesla is the most profitable car company today.
Worth more than Ford Motor and General Motors, which makes no sense to me either. There's no way I'd invest in Tesla. I might use one of their cars, but there's no way I make that investment because it doesn't cash flow. There is no leverage. You put $500 in it, you get $500 worth of stock.
Yeah.
Could go up or down tomorrow.
Well, and if Elon's gone, it's gone.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the stock would go to freaking $50.
Yeah.
So I don't speculate on anything ever. And Bitcoin would be out. Bonds would be out. They don't pay me every month. Buying a house would be out. It doesn't pay me. If it don't pay me, I don't do it.